Is your oath ceremony coming up? Well, congratulations. The oath ceremony is the last step in the citizenship process where you swear allegiance to the U.S. and get your naturalization certificate. So what should you expect on this day? What should you wear to your ceremony? Can you take family with you? Can you take your phone inside? How long will it take? I'm going to answer all of these questions and more coming right up. So, I just attended my own naturalization ceremony earlier this year, and I did not check the dress code and wore something that you're not supposed to wear. I'll tell you how that turned out in a second, but first, let's talk logistics. And if you want more information like this, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every Tuesday. First things first, when and where does the oath ceremony take place? Sometimes the oath ceremony takes place the same day as your citizenship interview. In this case, the USCIS officer will tell you to come back to the same office later that day. This does not happen everywhere. In cities like New York, unless you are elderly or disabled, it is unlikely that an officer will offer you a same-day oath. Mine was 3 weeks after my interview. It usually takes place in a federal or state building, but sometimes large ceremonies are also held in stadiums. Mine was held in Brooklyn, New York at a courthouse on Cadman Plaza. There were roughly 225 people attending my ceremony. Do you have an oath ceremony coming up? Let me know when and where in the comments. Next, what should you bring to your oath ceremony? Well, for starters, make sure you have your green card because you will have to return it. Make sure you have any other cards the USCIS ever issued you, such as an EAD or advanced parole. Bring another form of ID, such as a license or passport. And finally, don't forget the oath ceremony notice that you received in the mail. Be sure to fill the back out before you come to your ceremony. The number one question we get asked is, how long will the ceremony take? How much time do I need to take off work to attend the ceremony? Now, the total time varies by location, even within the same city. My oath ceremony was scheduled for 8:30 a.m., but it's best to show up 30 to 40 minutes in advance. Much like an airport, you also have to go through security in these federal and state buildings. I wrapped up around 11:30 a.m., and we've heard similar estimates from other clients. So it's best to allocate 3 to 4 hours for your ceremony. Most people take half a day off of work to do so. What happens in these 3 to 4 hours at the ceremony? Well, there are 4 parts to the day. First, you check in at the ceremony where an officer checks your oath ceremony notice. In my case, after that happened, I entered the courtroom and then sat around for 1 hour doing nothing. Then, 2 officers set up desks at the front and we all went up one by one to return our green cards, answer a few basic questions, and check our naturalization certificates for accuracy. This took over an hour as the officers had over 200 people to get through one by one. Then we waited around for another hour for the judge to come, who we needed to take the oath. He gave a short but inspiring speech of 5 to 10 minutes, after which we were sworn in together. Then the officers called us up one by one to grab our naturalization certificates on our way out of the courtroom, and that's it, you're a U.S. citizen. Now, not every oath ceremony is like this. Mine was very transactional and not very festive. However, we had a client recently attend a naturalization ceremony in San Diego, and it was held in a stadium with 500 plus people. They had more speeches, they had little flags distributed, and they even called out the names of every country that was represented there that day. So it can really vary by location. However, for Brooklyn, at the location where my ceremony was held, this is very typical and what we've heard from many of our other clients as well. With so much dead time to kill, everybody wants to know if they can take their phones into the ceremony. Well, the answer is it depends on the location. At the courthouse in Brooklyn, after you clear security, you have to check in your phone and you're given a token which you use at the end of the ceremony to get your phone back. It was actually a very efficient process and I got my phone back very quickly. But this means that during all that dead time where we were just sitting in the courtroom waiting for the judge and things like that, I literally had nothing to do and I wish I'd brought a book to read. So in case you're not allowed to bring your phone inside, please take something to read or do while you're waiting. This also means that you can't take any photos inside this building. Where I was, you had to leave the lobby and exit the building before you were allowed to take any photos. However, we've had clients attend ceremonies in Manhattan where they were able to bring their phones inside and they were able to take photos inside. So again, even within the same city, the rules vary. So it's best to let your family, friends, and work know that you may not have access to your phone for 3 to 4 hours that day, just in case people are trying to reach you and wondering why you're not picking up. Can you bring guests to your big day? Yes, you can. You can bring family, friends, children, really whoever you'd like to your ceremony. However, as there's limited capacity at these locations, they will likely be waiting elsewhere. I debated whether I should bring my husband or not and have him take half a day off of work, and I was really glad I did not because he would have been waiting elsewhere in a cafe upstairs for 3 hours without a phone for a 15-minute ceremony. So it really depends on if your family and friends are okay with waiting that much time and on their own, as they're not going to be with you. Our courtroom was almost at capacity the day I took my oath, and the judge said until all oath takers were seated, they would not bring our guests downstairs to the courtroom. And they said if there was not enough room, they would have to watch from upstairs from a camera. Now that would have been a little bit of a bummer. It turned out to be okay and they were able to come, but had there been just a few more people, I don't think they would have been able to come downstairs and watch the ceremony. And so that does happen on some days. I don't think that's very common, but I did want to share that with you. Now, does the oath ceremony have a dress code? What should you wear? The USCIS website says this, and I'm going to read this from my screen. Please dress in proper attire to respect the dignity of this event. Please no jeans, shorts, or flip-flops. Now, I missed this, did not know there was a dress code, and wore jeans, nice shoes, a blazer, and a shirt to my ceremony. And luckily, no one said anything to me. But in the off chance that this might have been a problem, I wish I'd known there was a dress code and I would have followed it. So I highly recommend you do not wear these 3 things since the site says so. I saw a wide variety of outfits at the ceremony. Some people get really dressed up and were practically in cocktail attire. Others were in their work clothes. Some people were in suits and ties. Some were a little more casual. But generally it's a special day, so there's nothing wrong with dressing up if you would like. But please avoid jeans, t-shirts, and flip-flops, as the website says. Sorry, I meant jeans, shorts, and flip-flops, not t-shirts. If you have any other questions about the oath ceremony, please let us know in the comments, and be sure to check out the other videos in our citizenship series that are on your screen right now. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button below, subscribe, and share it with your fellow immigrants. See you in the next video.